If it's your first time visiting China, honestly, please don't wait until you step off the plane to figure out this out. Your jet-lagged brain will thank me later. In China, many basic things happen inside apps. Payment, taxi, maps, train tickets, food, translation, messaging. And once you know how it works, it's actually more convenient than pulling out cash or card every time. So in this video, I'll show you 7 apps you should download before visiting China. I'm Mia from China. I live in Dali, and I use these apps every single day in real life for everything. So this isn't just a list I found online. This is what actually works. Number 1, Alipay. Honestly, if you only do one thing from this whole video, it's setting up Alipay before you fly. In China, mobile payment is part of daily life. You use it in restaurants, coffee shops, convenience stores, street food stores, museums, tax apps, and sometimes even for public transport. A lot of foreign travelers assume I'll just use my Visa or MasterCard. But in daily life, that may not work everywhere. In hotels or airports, maybe yes. But if you want to buy breakfast from a small local shop or get a bottle of water from a tiny convenience store, mobile payment is much more useful. With Alipay, you can usually link an international bank card such as Visa or MasterCard. And here's the thing. You need to verify your identity with your passport. For most people, it only takes a few minutes, sometimes even instantly. But in rare cases, it can take much longer. So either way, it's better to do it from your bed with a good Wi-Fi, not at the airport with a dead phone and a long queue behind you. Trust me on this one. Also, inside Alipay, you may find many mini services, for example, riding hailing, translation, transport, and sometimes even food delivery. So Alipay is not just a payment app. For travelers, it can become your first survival app in China. Number 2, WeChat. WeChat is hard to explain to people who have never been to China. It's not just a messaging app. It is messaging, payment, social media, customer service, mini programs, booking, ordering, and sometimes even your connection to hotels, guides, shops, and new friends. In many countries, people may ask for your WhatsApp or Instagram, but in China, people often ask for your WeChat. So even if you are using Alipay as your main payment app, WeChat is still very important. You can also set up WeChat Pay as backup. But for some foreign users, WeChat can feel a little more confusing in the beginning. So my suggestion is simple. Use Alipay as your main payment tool. Use WeChat as your communication tool and backup payment app. Number 3, Amap, also called Gaode Maps. This is very important. Google Maps isn't the best tool for traveling in China. The problem is not that China has no good maps. China has very good maps apps. The problem is that local life is not built around the Google Maps. Many addresses and small restaurants, local shops, bus routes, real-time traffic information are much better inside Chinese map apps. Amap is one of the most commonly used map apps in China. Chinese people use it for walking, driving, public transport, cycling, and finding places. If your phone language is English, some parts of the app may show in English. But even if the interface still feels confusing, it is useful because the map data is more local. Here's my practical tip. Before you arrive, save your hotel address in Chinese. Ask your hotel to send you the Chinese address. Copy that address in Amap. Save it. Also, take a screenshot of the route before you leave your hotel. Because if you only show an English hotel name to a taxi driver, they may not know where is it. So if you show the Chinese address, things become much easier. Number 4, DiDi. DiDi is like a Uber in China. If you don't speak Chinese, use a ride-hailing app is much easier than stopping a taxi on the street. You can enter your destination in the app, see the price, and track the route and avoid trying to explain everything to the driver. In some cases, you can use DiDi as a standalone app, but you can also access ride hailing inside Alipay or Amap. This is useful because sometimes one app is easier than another, depending on your phone, your card, your account setup. China is generally very convenient once the app is working. But the hardest part is usually the first step, so don't leave it to the last minute. Number 5. Trip.com. For foreign travelers, Trip.com is one of the easiest apps for booking China travel in English. You can book hotels, flights, and high-speed trains on here. And trust me, the official train website in China is not beginner friendly. Trip.com it just make it easier. High-speed trains are one of the best way to travel around China. They are fast, clean, and connect many cities. But booking train tickets can feel confusing if you don't read Chinese. So for the first trip, Trip.com is usually much easier. You can search in English booking with an international card and see your train information clearly. My suggestion, if you plan to visit more than one city in China, download Trip.com before your trip. Use it to compare flight and trains. Sometimes the high-speed train is easier than flying. Number 6, a translation app. You need a translation app in China. Even if you're visiting big cities and not everyone speaking English, and honestly, this is normal. You are traveling in China, right? So prepare a translation tool. You can use Google Translate if you have access to it, or Apple Translate, or Baidu Translate. The most useful feature is camera translation. For example, you can point your camera at a menu, a sign, and a notice. They can save you so much stress. If you are interested in Chinese character, you can also try Placo. Placo is more like a serious Chinese dictionary. It is very useful if you want to understand words, not just translate full sentence. For most first-time travelers, a simple translation app is enough. Before your trip, download Chinese offline translation if the app supports it. Also, WeChat scan feature has a translation option. Just point your camera at menu and it translates in real time. Number 7, last one, an eSIM roaming or internet access app. This one is not exactly a Chinese app, but it is very important. All right, let's talk about the elephant in the room, internet. Without it, none of those work. You have a few options. You can use international roaming, you can buy a travel eSIM, or you can buy a Chinese SIM card after arrival. For short trips, many travelers prefer an eSIM because it's easy to set up before landing, but please check if your phone supports eSIM. Here's something a lot of first-time visitors don't realize. Getting internet access is only half the battle. Even with the roaming or eSIM, apps like Google, email, YouTube, Instagram, and WhatsApp still won't working. If you can temporarily go without YouTube, Gmail, or social media during your trip, then you can probably skip the VPN part and just focus on getting your essential app working: Alipay, WeChat, Maps, and DiDi. That alone will cover 19% of what you need. But if those apps are essential to you, you'll need a VPN. So do your research on VPN options while you're still at home and make sure everything is installed and working before you fly. Because in China, your phone isn't just your phone. It's your wallet, your map, your text tool, your translation, your train ticket, your connection to other people. So that's the 7 apps. If you are visiting China for the first time, I know it sounds like a lot to set up. But once you do it, China becomes incredibly smooth. I've been using these apps every day, and I barely touch cash anymore. So if you found this helpful, hit subscribe. I'm Curious Mia. I'm from China, and I make videos to help you understand my country before you get here. It's raining now. I need to go down right now.